Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, on that you can quote me, in FLC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the FLC Hangout, where your freedom lifestyle begins. I'm so excited to be back. I know Misty is very excited to be back too. We have another powerful topic for you, and this is something that I know us as a team in general really believe in, something that we really want to get across, something that I know Chabaria wants to maybe talk a little bit in more detail about at some point too. But this topic that we have today is something we really truly feel in the heart, that we relate to, and that we feel like anyone, whether you're in business, starting a business, thinking about it, or not in business, that you can relate and it will help you out. So if you want to find out more about that, stick around. Before we get into it, please do make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe while you're down there. It's like 2 centimeters away from the like button, so do that while you're there. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. They are on the screens now and in the description below. With all that being said, Misty, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are going to talk about when somebody's getting started on their business, and anytime one of us is getting started on any kind of project or anything at all, right? We want it to be like really fast and quick and really simple and easy. We look for the easy way out of anything, right? So today we're going to talk about, is that realistic? One, and then what's the reality of that? And what should we really be thinking when we come into we're going to start something?
Yeah.
So when you think of this kind of topic, what do you think of, Josie? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah, I think we and most people really underestimate the amount of effort it's actually going to take to achieve a certain goal or achieve a certain lifestyle. We were just talking before recording, right, about the 10x rule that Grant Cardone wrote, which I have right here, which I love, definitely recommend. But he talks about it's going to take probably 10 times the amount of effort, the work, the output that you think it is to achieve those goals you have. And why that's important to know is because it's so easy to get discouraged, right? I think we see it a lot, sadly, in this kind of community, that people are all like, yeah, let's do it, let's go. And the moment it's harder than you actually thought it would be, people get discouraged, they quit, they say it's not for me, it's too much work, I can't do it. But that comes from not properly understanding in the first place how much effort it's going to take. If you knew it was going to take this much effort, and then it does take that much effort, you're not going to be overwhelmed and want to quit, right? So I think the main message here for this episode is it's going to take work. And this is mainly, I think, talking to our students and our clients and people in our community. It's going to take work, and don't let it discourage you when it does. Something else I'll quickly say before I reverse the question back to you, is when who said it? I can't remember exactly now. I think I saw Elena Cardone actually on her Instagram say this recently. It takes just as much effort to be small and think small and do small as it does to go big and think big and do big. The only reason it feels like more effort to do this up here is because you're not used to it, and it's not something that your brain is used to, and you're suddenly outside your comfort zone and your brain goes ding ding ding, like no 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 no, come back here. But really this takes just as much, if not more, effort to stay small than it does to actually just go big. So this is kind of the premises of the subject today, but I want to reverse that back to you.
Well, I think when a lot of, like he said, a lot of people, when we first start going into something, we don't anticipate it, how difficult and how much effort and work it's going to take to achieve something, right? So I think we underestimate not only the work that it's going to take in, the effort, but we underestimate ourselves as well. Because I don't know if you've had it, but I've had several of our students sit there and say, well, I don't want to do this. I want somebody else to do it for me. Well, that's fantastic. We can definitely help you do that, but it does take work on and effort on your part as well, because we can do so much, but there's still, you need to put in your effort and your part. And you have to look at it this way. If you're having somebody else do all the effort and work for you, what are you gaining from it? You know, where is the benefit for you? Because then it's no longer something that you're learning how to do and being able to scale from there, and be able to not only scale it, but run it.
That's so true.
You know, if you're doing a business, if you'd have to have somebody else, they can help you and help give you a good running start. But at some point, you have to learn how to do that so you can keep it going and scale it from there. So I don't know if that answers the question, but I do, what keeps popping up in my head, and I don't remember who I heard it from, but I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. And like I said, I have this written on my mirror in the bathroom, so it's the first thing I look at every day. And it's 6 months of super intense focus sets you 5 years ahead in life. And like, you've read the 10X rule. And I am currently listening to the audio. I'm lame, I don't read, but I will listen to the audio. And like our coach David said, thank you, coach, for telling me, okay, have it listen to the audio and have it done by Wednesday, by the time we meet again on Wednesday. So I am going through that and listening to it as much as I can, which takes much less time than actually reading the book. But I'm thinking I'm still going to get the physical copy later and then go back over with the audio and the book. And then I can take notes and absorb even more. But so in that book, I can remember the point I was trying to make before I wrote it wrong. So in that, it's gone. So yeah. Oh, what I was going to say was Grant Cardone says in there that when you're going to start a business or any kind of project at all, you have to anticipate it being 10 times more effort than what you expect it to be. So even if it's not as hard or as much effort as you thought it was, if you're 10 timesing that effort and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be so much harder than I think, and it ends up being easier, then you're going to be so much happier. You're going to be like a little bit more relieved.
Very true.
But anticipate it, you have to 10X everything. So you have to anticipate it 10 times harder than what you think it is, and be prepared for that.
So true. Yeah, definitely. That's a very good point as well. And as well, we're talking a lot about like anticipate it to be hard, and you have to put like 10 times the effort and know that, and it's going to feel easier and it's not going to be as overwhelming. Obviously, yes, it's still going to be hard. It's still going to feel tough at times. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently because we've been seeing it. We've been seeing a pattern a little bit more recently, but a lot of the time. Something that I like to remind myself when things feel hard, or it feels like it's too much work, and like, why am I doing this? And oh my God, I get overwhelmed, and it's like, what is this all even for? Is it worth it? Something I like to remind myself or tell myself is like, hey, Josie, you can quit. you can give up. No one's stopping you. You're not tied to something. You can give up. You can go get a stable something, do something more stable, whatever that means, or whatever. The point is, you can give up. And then suddenly I'm like, wait, no, hang on, wait, I don't want to. I don't want to give up. I like doing this. And then you remember, hey, no, I'm doing this for a reason. And it just puts into perspective, like, why are you doing this? We talk a lot about the why, right? And that's something I really like to remind myself. When things get hard and it feels overwhelming and it feels like I can't do it anymore, and like, why am I doing this? I just say to myself, you can quit, you can give up, no one's stopping you. And then it's like, wait, hang on, wait, no, I don't want to quit. And then that helps you get through it. So that's something I like to remind myself. Do you have anything that you like to do when you're in that like rut, or what kind of helps you get through?
Well, what helps me is the knowing that I'm building the confidence by doing it. And every time I reach an achievement, that builds that confidence even more. And then it's like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
It is easier than I thought it was. Or you know what? This is so exciting because it's something new and I get to learn something different. And then I sit there and think, a lot of people don't do this.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact statistics, or if I heard it from Grant Cardone or from Master Shreya Krishna, but it's like 72% of people, when they start their own business, quit within the first 2 years because they feel it's too difficult and they don't see their efforts that they've been putting in, being, they don't see the fruition of that as of yet. But then we're told, when you're trying to manifest something, usually when that manifestation is just around the corner, that's when you give up, because you're thinking it's not coming, and then all of a sudden it was right there and you missed it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the same thing. You have to keep going and keep believing in what you're doing, like your whys, like you said, and then realize, like, for me, it's the accomplishments, because in my life, I've done things, but never gotten the recognition for it. And it's not like I need somebody to say, hey, you did a great job or something like that. It's not that we need that daily recognition or boost, but it helps. And at some point, we all need somebody to say, hey, you're doing a good job, or hey, this, or be able to see it ourselves. Hey, what I'm doing is really paying off.
Yeah.
Even if nobody comes up and says, hey, you're doing a great job. Even seeing the fruit from your labor, that right there, it's a confidence boost, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But then as well, what people miss, I think, is the only way you're going to get there is by carrying on and like finding and getting that breakthrough. Like, how many calls and demos and conversations did we go through before we actually got a close, before like someone agreed to get on a call with us?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
right, like, you just need to trust and keep going. And so yeah, definitely. And it's easier said than done. Obviously, we're here saying all this, but we know it's not that easy sometimes in the mind. Um, but yeah, I think this is just a really important thing to know, and also be aware that you're not the only one that goes through this. Like, everyone goes through this. Chabaria has doubts still. I saw this, and I don't know why what you just said reminded me of this post I saw. But this woman said, um, she gave a couple different examples. I can't remember them all, but investing money into yourself is going to make you feel broke, but in reality, it's making you richer. Going to the gym and improving your health, or is going to make you feel weak, but in reality, it's making you stronger. Or going to like doing different courses and asking questions and going to these learning opportunities is going to make you feel dumb a lot of the time, but really it's making you smarter. So the point is that pushing, like keeping going when it gets tough, is going to make you feel weak. It's going to make you feel dumb. It's going to make you feel like, why am I doing this? But in reality, if you just trust keep going, and have this is important too, have people that have done it so you know it is possible. Remind yourself that. And there's no reason it's not going to work for you too, as long as you keep going. So,
well, and think about, this podcast. We've been doing it for what, about almost 2.5 years?
yeah,
And we're not exactly where we wanted to be, where we'd like to be, but you know what? We're having fun doing this. We're learning, we're growing, we're changing, and more people are hearing about us. So it's a slow process. It's a slow process, but we know it's going to pay off.
yeah,
And we know what our end goal is, and that's we're just going to keep going and doing it and improving. It's the same thing. It's like, I don't know about you, but this has opened up new things for me. My imagination and my creativity has just kind of exploded, and not just here, on like other things. And it's really allowed me to find what my passion is and things that I love doing, which has been being creative. I love being creative, but I've never found the right outlet. And I think with this, I found it. And that's like, okay, so let's get this going. Let's do this. I've got a lot of things I want to do with this. And I keep putting it off, which I need to stop doing. But however, I've got a lot of ideas with this, and a lot of things that we can grow and change with this. And I think, next season's going to be pretty awesome. So we'll see what happens there.
yeah.
But the point is that, we are now at just about 130 subscribers, which may not seem like a lot to many people, because there's others that have, millions or thousands or whatever. That's fine. But how long did it take them to get there? Everybody wants the get rich quick, or the quick schemes to get to success. And I personally don't think that if you have that get rich quick path, or the, quick to path to success, I don't think that's as fulfilling as if you were to work hard for it and put in that effort, because they say anything worth having is worth working hard for. So for me, I kind of like that we're not growing as fast as we want to, just because it gives us room it's like we're the butterfly in the cocoon and we're breaking out. And then once we can get out and actually spread our wings, we're going to be so much more beautiful and stronger than we were as a caterpillar. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, I like that. I like the fact that, don't get me wrong, I don't want to do anything hard. I really don't. I would like to do everything easy. However, if it's worth having, it's worth working hard for and putting in that effort for. And I think you get so much more satisfaction out of that, and happiness and self-worth, than if it was easy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's the thing, right? You never actually truly know your limits, or what you're capable of, or how far you can take something, until you do it, until you push through and you keep going when it gets tough. You truly don't know what you're capable of, or how far you can go, until you start pushing it, till you don't quit when it gets hard, and you push through those walls. And then once you get there on the other side, you're like, wow. Because like now, like you just said, with everything here, our mindset and our goals for this has changed so much from when we first started, right? Because now we're seeing, oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do this, like that. So yeah, you truly don't actually know what you're capable of until you push it, until you get outside, until you want to quit and you want to cry and go home and call your mum.
Right?
then you know how far you can actually take it, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's, I just think that it's something worth doing. You know what I mean? Because like you said, our goals with this podcast originally originally when we came up with this, it was just to be able to let people know that, hey, FLC is here and we can help you, and to help bring other people in.
It was never meant to
And
be
now,
permanent, was it?
yeah, it wasn't even a podcast. It was just on the Facebook channel. I mean, the Facebook group. So it was like, let's just let these people know. But now it's so much bigger than that, because now we're looking at, what is it? I think the biggest goal that I know of as of right now is streaming 24/7 on an airline, which would be fantastic. I guess there's one other podcast that does that, but who's to say we can't do it too? If they can do it, we can do it.
Exactly.
You know, and I would love to be able to help Chibaria make FLC a household name.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom Lifestyle Creators. I want everybody to know about it, and everybody should. You know, it may not be right for you at the moment, but I can guarantee you it's right for you. There's something in FLC that you can get from this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sorry, download
Yeah.
on something else. So go for it.
True. No, when you say freedom lifestyle, that's not limited. Like, that is for everyone. Yes, we talk about business, like running your own business here and doing all this, but no matter who you are or where you are in life, you deserve a freedom lifestyle, whatever that means to you. If we go ask every single person on this earth what is a freedom lifestyle, they're all going to have different answers. They might be more or less the same, but everyone's going to have a different answer, right? So no matter who you are, where you are, what you want to do, a freedom lifestyle is for you.
Yep.
It doesn't matter, you know? So
yeah. Well, you were meant to live a freedom lifestyle. Everybody is. And it's just how you're going to get there that makes the difference. Are you going to take, try winning the lottery and wait till you do that before you do anything successful? Or are you actually going to put in the work and benefit from all that work?
yeah.
I think that's really important. And anyway, for me, I think that if it's worth having, it's going to be worth working hard for, and we should be willing to work hard for anything.
Yeah, definitely. And also, this might be this might be the Gen Z in me, but really, if you think about it, is it ever that serious? And what I mean by that, what I mean is like doing the hard work and going outside your comfort zone and pushing the boundaries. If you think about it in the scheme of things, is it actually that hard, or are you making it that hard and that serious in your head? Like, is it actually that serious? And I don't know how else to say that, but it really is. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you said, maybe the Gen Z in you.
Yeah.
And that just reminded me of that post that I saw that said that Gen Zs are crying and quitting their jobs because they can't figure out how to use a copy machine.
Yeah, well, we're made for the freedom lifestyle, I guess.
Right, you are. You are.
No, that's fun. But my point is it's not that serious, and I'm not taking away from the fact that it's scary. Yes, it's uncomfortable. It can be scary to go against the grain and push your boundaries and get uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, stop acting like you have two chances at this. You have one chance, and when it's over, it's whatever you believe happens after this is over. But when this is over, it's over. And when you're 80 years old, is it going to be that serious? You're going to say, oh, I wish I didn't get comfortable. I wish I didn't start this business. I wish I didn't talk to that person. I wish I didn't. No, you're going to be glad. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what's going on in here right now.
What I'm kind of getting from that is you're basically saying, just go for it, do it, because you don't want to end up with regrets later, because it's really not that difficult. And it's really not. We make things 10 times harder than what we should, than what it really is.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, great. Thank you for translating that. by the way, from my Gen Z
Well,
gibberish.
us the Gen X have to understand, you know, we have to have a translator for the Gen Z. So, so Josie, what would you think? What would you say to people who are just getting started, or even thinking about getting started? You know, as we go to wrap up here, what would you think to tell them as advice? What would be the biggest, most important thing they need to know?
I think if it was going to be one thing, oh, that's a great question. I think it goes back to you truly don't know how good you are. You don't know how far you can go. You don't know your limits. You might think you do right now, but you don't until you start. So the first thing, if you haven't started, start. You don't need it all figured out. You're not going to have it all figured out. And if you do, you're going to start, and step one is going to be different from what you thought it was. And then you're going to have to figure it all out again. We're still figuring it out. I don't know what I'm going to do next week to go further. So just start is the first thing. And I want to enforce it again, that when things get difficult, we say it a lot, remember your why, but it helps to remember you can give up. You can quit. No one's stopping you. You want to quit? Quit. Go back to safe. But do you actually want to do that?
Exactly. Exactly. You've got to really know what you want, what your end goal is, and decide. You know, Shabaria says business is easier than what we think it is. It's practically what we do on a daily basis anyway. And if it takes the same effort to succeed as it does not to succeed, which path are you going to choose?
Yeah.
You know, I just want to end with this, and then we'll kind of wrap up here, because I really think that that quote that I said earlier is very important. And like I said, I have it on my bathroom mirror. It's the first thing I see every morning. I read it all the time. And that is basically my goal for not only the day, but I really want to do that, where it's you put in 6 months of super intense focus, and that will put you 5 years ahead in life. And, you know, Grant Cardone says that what he does, even though he is a multimillionaire and he's trying to work to be a billionaire, he still says he doesn't have it all figured out. He's still trying to figure things out, and he wants to live up to his potential. So if he's done, say like he has to do, I know this is really low ball for him, but if he has to do 200 calls a day, he's going to do 220, 250 every day. He's going to try to do a little bit more, 10x more or whatever, just because he's trying to reach his highest potential and see what is the maximum he can get to. And to be honest, there is no maximum. You're limitless. You're meant to be free. You were born to be free. That's why, you know, God, creator, whatever you believe in, they gave you free will so you can be free. So why are we limiting ourselves and putting those limitations on other people and ourselves when we weren't meant to be that way? That's not what we were created for.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're getting all heavy and everything else. With that being said, guys, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Josie, for also being here. I know you're supposed to be here, but I so enjoy talking to you and doing this podcast with you all the time.
Right back at you.
I look forward to this every week. It's like, yes, yes, yes.
Me too.
So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any comments, questions, anything at all, let us know in the comments. Like Josie said, you should be able to find us on Instagram and all our, I keep wanting to say handles, but all of our stuff is anywhere. Just look for it. You can find us on most social media platforms.
Go look for it.
Yeah, I just go look
It's
for
somewhere. Go find it.
It's out there painted on the outside of the house. Just go look. No, but be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Help us reach as many people as possible because everybody deserves to be free, and right here is where it begins. So until next week, guys, keep learning and stay in touch. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.